The title of this book is The Bad Friend, but by the time I got done with it, I was really wondering and questioning who exactly was the bad friend in this situation. Picture yourself here. You have a best friend, okay? A lot of the times when you're hanging out with them, it's great, it's fun, but you also realize this friend literally only talks about themselves. They don't really care about what's going on with your life. They don't really listen to what's happening with you. They might listen for like two sentences, but next thing you know, the attention is back on them. If you've ever experienced a friend like this, you know what it's like. It's always about them. It's always some type of Shakespeare experience that they're having, even if it's just them stubbing their damn toe. This was the first time I read a book by this author. The female main character, she is at this table and she's engaged to this man that absolutely adores her. Is he a little cheesy? Absolutely, he is. In the same breath, he loves her. Like, he absolutely adores her. But every little thing he does kind of irritates her and annoys her. The way that he squeezes, now, I'm not going to cap. The way that he squeezes ketchup all over his fries when he gets them, that irritated the hell out of me when I was dating someone like that, too. Because, sir, we're not 5 years old. Squeeze the damn ketchup on the side. I don't know. It was one of those pet peeve things that it can seem like you're probably nitpicking with someone, but at the same time, after a while, it's just like, why are you squeezing ketchup like a madman? So I agreed with her on that. The problem is she's waiting with her fiance for her best friend to show up. They're now, I want to say, in their like early 20s. She's waiting for her best friend to show up. Her best friend is always late. I know someone like that always has to be fashionably late so they can make this grand entrance. Does that annoy y'all? Like when people are always late? I think when I was younger, I used to be like, oh, that's just them. But the older I've gotten, the more I'm like, no, respect my time. If we said we were meeting for lunch at 4, if you think I'm still waiting for you at 4:20, you are out of your mind, especially if this is a consistent occurrence with you. No way. But the problem is when her best friend shows up and she shows up with this man that, she's finding super attractive, that's working at the restaurant or that's at the restaurant, the female main character is now kind of like, he's taller than my man. Like, I wonder what it would be like to be with a guy like that just commands attention to the room. This book is a very cautionary tale of be happy with what you have while you have it. If you are having issues in your marriage, you need to talk about it. You need to work through it. Not sit here and nag someone like crazy, not drill a hole in their ear. When you first start feeling contentment or resentment towards your partner, it's time to start going to therapy. It's time to start looking into ways to work things out because you will really be thinking like, oh my God, he's such a good guy. He's just not a good fit for me. Maybe, he can, if I set him free, he can go find his person. And listen, it is challenging walking away after you guys have children together. Is it impossible? No, it's not. This is coming from someone who is divorced with a child. Is it impossible? Absolutely not. But I'm not going to tell anyone that there are not moments where you're just like, damn, was I a little selfish? Was I a little should I have stayed to give my child this certain experience, especially if you didn't grow up with it? It will make you wonder at times like, damn, was I wrong for wanting to be happy so bad? This book was absolutely amazing. I don't know who I feel like is the worst friend at this point. I'm not going to drop any spoilers in this book. This was my first time reading a book by this author, so I did not know what to expect. It will not be the last. Then I went snooping on Amazon. Do you know this author wrote the You book with crazy ass Joe that we be seeing on Netflix? And it just amazes me sometimes when I read these books, and I read it. It's an Amazon original. It's titled The Bad Friend by Caroline Kepnes. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. Forgive me. But the point is, I always find these super talented authors through these Amazon original series. And I absolutely love it because sometimes you just don't put two and two together and realize, damn, I've been observing this author's work for a long time. I did the same thing with a book that I reviewed a few months ago. I'll probably tag it in here somewhere. I'll put a picture up here somewhere of the author that ended up writing the book Bird Box that had like Sandra Bullock in it and everything. I didn't even know. And it was so cool because then I ended up posting the review and he ended up seeing it. He responded. I was like, oh my God. So hopefully that happens with this video too. I love this book. I'm already going to go on and read another book by her. What was the name of it? The other book that I started glancing at of hers because I was like, all right, I like the way that she writes short stories. It's called Sweet Virginia. So I will be dropping a review of that once I read that as well. Drop a comment below and let me know your situation with your worst ex best friend, please, because I promise you, unless your ex best friend was going after your leftovers and then acting like she was entitled to it, you just might not understand what this female main character